The 25 was a very good year for all of the banks. They have been able to do really good transactions and make their annual budgets. So I suspect majority of the bank will have the annual budgets target for 26 increased, which obviously will lead into the competition between the banks. I would suspect the financing conditions should even improve to what we have seen in 25. I think the other trend on the financing market, which we can expect, which was very nicely described in our today's panel, is the potential wave of refinancing from 2019, which should happen in 2026. So I think here we can also expect some refinancing, but again, I would say with good financing conditions. Yes, I think especially in Poland, being a very mature market, I think the opportunities are lying not only in single asset or portfolio acquisitions, but exactly in partnership between capital and local players. And this goes not only for developments, where this sounds like a pretty obvious solution, where the developers usually need some kind of external capital, but also for the investments product, where you can, as an investor, partially get fresh capital to either pay back to investors or to develop further by partnering with a joint venture partner. Living as a sector is very high on the agenda since several years already across the globe. This is mainly driven by the residential sector in US, obviously. But even if we strike US out of the picture, residential as an asset class is very important across Europe. Obviously, in Poland, the institutional residential market is an evolving asset class, so we are still in the phase of building scale. However, we already saw in 25 a huge transaction between Resi for Rent and TAG Immobilien. This transaction is not concluded yet. It's expected to be concluded in 26. And I think this will be also a good, sign for the investment market on a bigger scale investment than what we had before, because before we had more like forward funding or forward purchase deals. Speaking about living, I really would like to underline student housing, because I believe the student housing has really great fundamentals, so I would expect more movement in the student housing space, from the investor's perspective. And still not for today, but I think we should not forget about the demographic and the aging society. So I think senior housing will be really an important asset class. I think not necessarily in 2026, but I think this is something to have in mind and to watch carefully. Great opportunities, good partners to do joint ventures, and attractive returns which you can get.